In the coastal town of Blue Creek, a young man named Kian lived with his elderly aunt. Kian possessed a sharp mind and a friendly soul, yet Kian lived like a leaf drifting aimlessly in the wind. Kian would stay up watching the tide until midnight, sleep through the morning light, and leave his small fishing boat rotting at the pier. Kian's aunt often sighed, telling Kian that a boat without a rudder only finds the rocks. But Kian believed that freedom meant doing exactly what Kian felt like doing at any given moment. An old shipwright named Master Elias lived nearby. Master Elias was famous for building the sturdiest vessels in the province. Not because Master Elias used better wood, but because Master Elias worked with a rhythm that never wavered. One afternoon, Kian watched Master Elias sanding a hull. Kian asked Master Elias why Master Elias spent so many hours on a part of the boat that no one would ever see. Master Elias looked at Kian and said that the soul of a man, like the hull of a ship, is shaped by the small, repetitive strokes he makes every single day. Master Elias challenged Kian to meet at the docks at 4 o'clock the next morning if Kian truly wanted to understand the secret of the sea. When the cold morning air hit Kian's face the next day, Kian's body screamed to go back to sleep. Kian struggled with the warmth of the blanket, but eventually, Kian forced Kian's feet onto the floor. When Kian arrived at the docks, Kian found Master Elias already waiting. Master Elias pointed to the local pearl divers who were preparing their oxygen tanks and nets. Master Elias explained to Kian that these divers don't find pearls by luck. They find them because they dive every morning, whether the water is warm or freezing. Master Elias told Kian that the mind is a wild horse, and if Kian does not learn to ride the horse will eventually throw Kian into the dirt. Kian began to change. Kian started by mending Kian's nets every evening. Kian set a specific time for fishing and a specific time for rest. In the beginning, Kian's old friends mocked Kian, calling Kian a prisoner of his own schedule. There were days when Kian felt exhausted and wanted to return to his old, lazy ways. However, Kian remembered what Master Elias said about the tide. The tide doesn't wait for anyone. It simply follows its law. Slowly, the results showed. Kian's boat became the cleanest in the harbor, and Kian's catch was always the freshest. Kian discovered that by controlling Kian's time, Kian actually felt more free than ever before. Years later, Kian became the head of the Maritime Guild. When young sailors asked Kian for the secret to his success, Kian would show them his old, scarred hands. Kian told the sailors that Kian didn't beat the ocean. Kian simply learned to beat the version of Kian that wanted to stay in bed. Master Elias, now very old, watched from a distance and smiled, knowing that Kian had finally built a life that no storm could ever sink.